It's the third live for my own account. And then, thank you pala. So, before we start with the different questions, I would like to thank each and every one na nagfo-follow and then nagla-like and then nagsusupport because I just reached the 10K followers na hindi ko in-expect na marireach namin. So, I just made this TikTok as I have said before na pang lift ng spirits ko kasi talagang down na down tayo. Okay, so thank you everyone for sharing, for liking, for following me, and then sa pag-support ng aking mga kakornihan at ng mga kalokohan. Ayan. So, let's have another live for today. We will still discuss 15 questions for the Gen Ed. Ayan. And then later on, we'll discuss the scholarship. Okay, so review muna bago chikahan. Okay, so let's start with the first question, guys. Okay, so this is a common board exam question. So, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. Is the first line of a famous love sonnet written by blank? Is it letter A, Jane Austen? Is it letter B, J.K. Rowling? Is it letter C, Elizabeth Browning? Or is it letter D, Emily Bront? Closer po sa mic. Eto, okay na yung ganyan? Sandali, ilapit ko sa akin. Ayan. Ayan, okay na? Okay na yung ganito? Wala na, hindi na nila ako pinansin. Okay na daw, sabi ni Judin. Ayan. Okay, so, sorry guys, sutil kasi talaga ako. So, kapag may comment kayo, talagang, sige, medyo anuhin ko yung pagkasutil ko kasi hindi pa tayo close. Okay, so, let's start with this question, guys. So, how do I love tea? Let me count the ways. It's actually the first sonnet, which is now written by what? By whom? By letter C, that's Elizabeth Browning. Okay? So, always remember, guys, itong C, How Do I Love Tea? Let Me Count the Ways, is actually one of the sonnets in a book, and it's a collection. So, what do we call this book? It's actually the Portuguese. Sana tama ang spelling ko. It's the Portuguese, A Celebration of Love. February na kasi bukas kaya dapat sineselebrate natin ng love. Okay, so it's the Portuguese, A Celebration of Love. And it's actually a collection of sonnets, and the total number of sonnets in this collection is 44. Okay, so it's a total of 44 sonnets. And it's actually the gift of Elizabeth Browning sa kanyang husband after a year na nag-elope sila. So, nag-elope kasi sila, nagtanan sila. So, after 1 year, yan yung regalo niya. Okay? So, bakit siya tinawag the Portuguese? Kasi yung Portuguese, yan yung nickname ng husband niya sa kanya. Kasi may ginawa siyang book, and then yung heroine dun sa book is a Portuguese woman. So, yun yung tinawag sa kanya ng husband niya. So, yan, the Portuguese. O, di ba nakakaloka ang kanilang pet names? Ayan. So, that's your Portuguese. And this one, yung How Do I Love Tea, guys, this is actually known as your Sonnet 43. Okay? So, di ba, total of 44 sonnets tayo dito. So, this one, How Do I Love Tea, that's sonnet number 43. Okay? So, yan yung ating How Do I Love Tea. So, kung titingnan nyo, di ba, halatang-halatang love na love ni Elizabeth Browning yung husband niya. So, How Do I Love Tea? Let me count the ways. I love tea to the depth and breadth and dapat with feelings, ano? Oh my God. So, How Do I Love Tea? Yaks, kadiri. Okay, so dito guys, kung titingnan nyo, ang dami niyang reasons kung gaano niya kamahal yung kanyang asawa. That's why, ang pampaalala ko dito guys, nung ako ay nagre-review is that, How Do I Love Tea? Let me count the ways. So kapag tinanong sa atin kung sino yung author dito, ang lagi kong iniisip is, kaka-count niya kung ilan yung ways na mahal niya, nag-turn na tayo ng brown. So parang ano tayo, apple lang. Kapag kinat niyo yung apple, tapos nag-oxidize yung apple, nagiging brown siya. So yun yung aking pampala. Sorry na, ang corny. So kapag sinabi niyang, How Do I Love Tea? Let me count the ways. So, Diyos ko, ang daming ways yan. So, ang tagal. So, ang aking pampaalala dito, so sobrang tagal niyang kinakount yung ways, that is what? That is brown. Magtuturn tayong brown. Okay? Or, ano to? The T, tapos browning. Anong T? Etong tea. So, dapat daw tea and then kailangan ng brownies. Ayan. So, yan naman yung kay Wendell. Ayan. Pero sa akin, yung sinishare ko kasi, that is, yun yung pampaalala ko nung nag-review ko for the let. Okay? So, how many ways? So, kaka-count niya, nag-turn ako ng brown. Okay? So, that's your How Do I Love Tea. But, always remember guys, ito yung sonnets from the Portuguese. Ayan. So, what about the other choices? Kasi lumalabas din sila sa let. So, what about your Jane Austen? Okay? So, si Jane Austen, guys, saan naman ano ang kanyang, so, ano yung kanyang work na very important? Very important for Jane Austen. So, napansin nyo yung choices natin, lahat babae. Okay? So, si Jane Austen, guys, she was the author of Sense and Sensibility. What else? She's also the author of Pride and Prejudice. Okay. Now, what about J.K. Rowling? Si J.K. Rowling yung author ng favorite book series ko. And that's her what? It's your Harry Potter. It's your Harry Potter. Okay? Next, what about Emily Bront? Si Emily Bront, guys, she is now the author of Wuthering Heights. Wuthering Heights. And nung sinulat niya yung Wuthering Heights, guys, via an alias, and that's your Emily Bront, that's EB, so that's your Elise Bell. Okay? So, yan yung ating mga authors. So, please take note of this one, guys, kasi lumalabas din sila sa ating let. Okay? So, now, ano yung pampaalala ko dito nung ako ay nagre-review for the let? So, si Jane Austen, okay? So, ang pampaalala ko dyan, from 0 to 10, gaano ka merong common sense? 0. Okay? And then, gaano ka laki yung pride mo? 10. Okay? Kaya kapag nakikipag-away ka, grabe. Sorry. So, yan yung pampaalala ko, guys. So, sense and sensibility. So, ano ang common sense natin? 0. Pero kapag yung pride natin, 10. Okay? So, yan yung ating Jane Austen. Sorry, ganun kasi talaga ako, mas kapag corny, mas maalala ko. Okay. And then for J.K. Rowling, guys, wala talaga akong pampaalala sa kanya kasi favorite ko siya na author. So, if you have pampaalala, you can share it with us. Favorite ko kasi talaga yung Harry Potter since bata pa lang ako. Yan. Okay. So, since, I think, second year high school, my sister kasi, she studied sa isang school dito sa Baguio. And then, may inuwi siyang libro. Tapos, every time I see that book, laging sinasabi, ano ba to? Tapos, nakakalat lang sa kama. Tapos, lagi kong nakikita na nawawala yung libro, tapos biglang babalik. So, ilang beses yun na nandun sa kama, tapos biglang mawawala for a few months, tapos babalik siya, tapos mawawala ulit. Tapos sabi ko, nung minsan na bored na ako, sabi ko, ano ba tong book na to? Tapos binasa ko siya. And, mahilig kasi talaga ako magbasa ng libro since elementary pa. So, nung pagkabasa ko ng book na yan, parang yung buong mundo ko, nag-close na siya. Tapos puro na-imagine ko na yung sa Harry Potter. That's why I will never forget J.K. Rowling. Pero hindi siya lumabas ng boards ko, guys. Okay? Now, what about your Emily Bront? Ang pampaalala ko dito, bro, anong height mo? Yan. So, yun yung pampaalala ko. Sorry na. Okay? So, yan yung aking pampaalala, guys. Okay? So, yan yung, kasi, nung nagre-review kasi ako ng let, guys, I was, parang marami akong trabaho noon, parang 2, 3, yan. So, that's why kailangan kong gawing madali yung pagre-review ko. Kaya ang dami kong pampaalalang kalokohan. Okay? So, this is your question number 1. Okay? So, wag kakalimutan ha. How do I love tea? Let me count the ways. Kaka-count mo, ang tagal-tagal, you turn brown. Or yung, sino na nga ba yung kanina? Yung nagsabi, with tea, kailangan meron kang kinakain. So, that's your brownie. So, brownie. Elizabeth Browning. Okay? So, wag kakalimutan si question number 1. Okay. So, let's move on to question number 2. Okay. Humans. Yan. Yan. Okay. Humans reproduce when an ovum, nasaan ako? When an ovum is combined with sperm, leading to the development of an embryo. This form of reproduction is called letter A, fertilization, Is it letter B, propagation? Is it letter C, grafting? Or is it letter D, abortion? Okay, so here guys, ano yung mga keywords natin dito? Reproduction ang tinatanong sa atin. So when humans reproduce, and then ito na yung mga keywords natin. Sperm, and then there's the product, embryo. So what's the correct answer for this one, guys? That's your, very good. That's your letter A, fertilization. Okay? So always remember guys, when, ay wag daw guys, sabi ni ma'am, dapat daw, sa inyo, para naka-tailor sa inyo. So, don't forget, future teachers, that when we say reproduction, so when we say reproduction, guys, or reproduction, always remember we have two. There are two meanings for reproduction. So, when we say reproduction, it either refers to the formation of new cells. So, it's either nagkakaroon tayo ng formation of new cells. New cells. So, it's either the formation of new cells. So, para saan tong new cells na to? It's usually for tissue growth, repair, so that we can grow, repair, or we can replace. Yan yung isa kapag sinabi nating human reproduction. But, dito sa question natin, guys, of course, ito yung tinatanong. Yung second na definition. And what's the second definition, guys? It's the production of a new individual. So, there is now the production of the new individual. That's your new individual. Okay? So, that's your fertilization. Kaya siya tinawag na fertilization, guys, kasi may sperm, tas may egg. So, there's your sperm. And then, you have your egg. And then, you will have your embryo. Okay? So, yan ang ating fertilization. Now, what about the other choices, guys? So, for propagation and grafting, okay? So, for propagation and grafting, more of like sa plants yan. So, when we say propagation, you want to create new plants. Grafting is parang you join two or more plants together. So, they grow as one. That's grafting. Yung parang meron kang isang plant, tas ilalagay mo siya sa isang plant, tas ibabind nyo sila together to grow a single plant. So, that's your grafting. Of course, when we say abortion, guys, what's abortion? This is premature expulsion of the products of conception. So it's premature. So that means it not yet reached its full term. So there is premature expulsion of the product of conception, or that's your fetus. So always remember, when we say abortion, we have two types. So wag agad-agad i-judge pag sinabing abortion, aborted. So wag ganun agad. So pag sinabi nating abortion, we have two major types. So it's usually naturally occurring. So yung natural, that's your miscarriage, nakunan, or that's induced. So that's your intentional abortion. Okay? So, for this question, guys, for question number 2, please don't forget, basta may nakita kayong embryo at ang tinatanong is the process of human reproduction to produce a new individual, that's always fertilization. Okay? So, this is question number 2. Okay? So, let's proceed to question number 3. Ayan. The bang of the door drowned the tick-tock of the clock. The words in quotation marks are examples of blank. Is it letter A, metaphor? Is it letter B, apostrophe? Is it letter C, onomatopoeia? Or is it letter D, simile? Ito guys, favorite ko to na question. Ewan ko kung bakit. Lagi ako natutuwa kapag sa onomatopoeia. Sinabi ko na yung sagot. What's your answer, guys? That's your letter C, onomatopoeia. Okay? So, that's your letter C, onomatopoeia. So, ewan ko, hindi ko alam kung bakit ako natutuwa dito sa word na to. Onomatopoeia. Parang, dun sa word pa lang na onomatopoeia, alam mo na kaagad kung ano yung ibig sabihin niya. So, you produce or you assign sounds in words dun sa mga non-living things na usually produces sound. So, you like try to describe the sound made by an object. Okay? So, when we say onomatopoeia, it's naming a thing or it's naming an action by vocal imitation of a sound associated with it. So, the bang of the door, the tick-tock of the clock. Ano pa? Aside from this, ano pa? Yung pwede nating sabi na merong merong sounds. The howl of the wind, the pitter-patter of the rain. Thank you sa pagbigay ng examples. Ang dami talaga, nalulunod ako. Ano pa? Boom goes the dynamite. Mga ganon. Actually, yung onomatopoeia, guys, ang pinakamagandang example dito is yung mga comics. Actually, hindi daw tamang tawag doon comics. Graphic novels. Yun daw yung dapat na term doon. Yung ating mga Spider-Man, yung ating mga Wolverine, X-Men, ano pa ba yung mga favorite ng kuya ko? Meron siyang favorite eh. Si Iron Man, Avengers, before, kasi kayo mga bata na kayo, so before naging movies yung mga yun, naka-comic book sila, but they are properly called daw na graphic novels. And then doon sa graphic novels na yun, natatawa ako sa kuya ko nun. Bakit? Kasi pag binabasa nyo, ang tagal-tagal nyo binabasa. Pero ang words lang naman doon is boom! Mga ganon. Kazam! Mga ganon. Tapos parang ako, ha? Isang gano'n lang. Pero siya as in talagang gano'n. So, yun pala, kasi yung kuya ko, sinastudy niya kung paano dinodrawing, kasi magaling yung kuya ko mag-drawing. So, siguro nag-stick siya sa akin, kasi yung kuya ko yung nagsabi ng onomatopoeia sa akin. O, diba? At least may natutunan ako sa'yo, kuya dyan. Ayan. So, that's your onomatopoeia. Okay? So, basta words to create sounds, and then you assign those sounds to an object. That's onomatopoeia. Now, what about the other choices, guys? So, other choices, these are figures of speech. And let's start with metaphor. Okay? So, when we say metaphor, guys, we like... May nagwawalang mga bata dito. Okay? Ayan, nagwawala talaga sila, guys. Sana hindi nyo naririnig. Okay, so, we have... what was I talking about? Metaphor. So, for metaphor, guys, always remember, we are comparing two things. Okay? Now, wag natin mapagpapalit yan sa simile kasi sa simile din, we are comparing two things. But, what's the difference between the two? Pag metaphor, guys, yung isa, so you have this. So, sabihin natin, subject 1, kino-compare mo siya sa isang bagay, pero sinasabi mong siya yung bagay. Okay? So, we compare two things by stating one is the other. So, para mas madali nating maintindihan yung sinasabi ni Ma'am Jenna. Sinasabi natin, kino-compare natin yung isa sa isang bagay by telling me that yun yung bagay na yun. Ang gulo. Okay, so, para hindi natin maano. So, a very good example is, you are a breath of fresh air. You're the subject, and I'm comparing you to fresh air. Pero hindi ko ginamit yung like or as. Sinabi ko na ikaw yung breath of fresh air. Okay? Pero hindi ka fresh air, di ba? So, ano ibig sabihin ng you are a breath of fresh air? Ano siya? Magandang panibago or when you are a breath of fresh air. So, yung mga sinasabi mo, yung ginagawa mo, your actions, your words, it's a change from what we are accustomed to. So, that's you are a breath of fresh air. Or what else? Apple of my eye. Hindi naman literal na eyes yung, apple yung eyes ko. But when I say you are the apple of my eye, ano ibig sabihin nun? Ikaw lang yung nakikita ko. Parang ikaw yung pinakamaganda para sa akin. Ikaw yung love ko. That's you are the apple of my eye. You light up my life. Yan yung mga sinasabi sa inyo ng mga nanliligaw sa inyo, di ba? So, you light up my life. Yan. So, you are the apple of my eye. You are a breath of fresh air. Yan yung mga sinasabi nila sa inyo. So, from ganon, biglang, anong sasabihin mo after nilang lokohin ka? My heart is broken and shattered into pieces. So, is that a metaphor? Yes. Because your heart doesn't break. Actually, medyo ano nga doon sa heart is broken. Kasi there are studies na sinasabi nila na totoo daw na pwedeng mag-break yung heart. Yung mga muscles doon sa heart mo pwedeng mag-break. Pero that is another topic naman. So, that is your heart's broken and shattered into a million pieces. Okay? So, those are metaphors. Now, what about your simile? So, kapag simile, guys, you also compare. But this time, how will you know that it's simile? Kasi you make use of like or as. So, you make use of like or as. So, yung una nating example dito is sa metaphor. You are a breath of fresh air. That's metaphor. Paano kapag simile? You are like a breath of fresh air. So, may like. Okay? Or another example for simile. So, kapag simile yan, she is like an angel. Pero pag metaphor, she's an angel. Okay? So, yan ang ating difference. Kapag metaphor comparison, but you make sure that the subject that you are comparing to is actually the object na kino-compare mo siya. Pero kapag simile, we make use of like or as. Yun lang yung pinakamadali doon. Like or as. Okay. Now, what about apostrophe? Okay. So, sa apostrophe, guys, sorry, nag-burp. Sorry. But sana hindi nyo narinig yun, nakakahiya. So, pag sinabi na, yes, Lord is my shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd and I shall not want. So, parang ganyan. So, for apostrophe, guys, dito, ang pinakalagi na lang tandaan is may kinakausap ka na hindi siya present, or it's a non-living thing, or it's an abstract notion. So, you are talking to someone who is not there. So, they may be physically absent or they are dead. Or, abstract, or it's an object. So, ang pinakamagandang example dito is, ganun kasi ako kapag nagtatrabaho ako, tapos nagpiprint ka. Kapag nonsense yung piniprint mo, nagpiprint siya ng mabilis, di ba? Pero pag nagmamadali ka na, katulad sa thesis natin, naalala niyo yun, biglang hindi siya magpiprint. Tapos anong sasabihin mo? Bakit mo ko ginaganito? Diba? So what are you talking? So who are you talking to? The printer. The printer is an inanimate object. So printer, why are you doing this to me? That's apostrophe. Okay? So yan. Yan yung pwede nating yung example natin. Or yung katulad ng mga nursery rhymes natin. Yun yung pinakamagandang example. So twinkle, twinkle, little star. Or kaya rain, rain, go away. So those are examples of apostrophe. Okay? So, pag may sounds, onomatopoeia. If you are comparing two things and you are liking it as the object, metaphor. If that's with like or as in comparison, simile. Kapag yan ay apostrophe, you are talking to someone who is not there, who is dead, or you are addressing an abstract notion, or you are talking to an inanimate object or a non-living thing. Okay, so that's your question number 3. Okay, so let's proceed to question number 4. Okay, so the date of Philippine independence was changed from July 4 to June 12 by blank. Is it letter A, Emilio Aguinaldo? Is it letter B, Manuel Quezon? Is it letter C, Benigno Aquino? Or is it letter D, Diosdado Macapagal? Oh, what's your answer, future teachers? Gusto ko ngayon sinasabi yung future teachers. Wala lang. Nakakatawa, di ba? Hindi ba kayo natutuwa kapag iniisip niyo yun? Malapit na akong maging future teacher. Hindi kayo natutuwa? Nasi-stress kayo? Huwag kayong ma-stress, guys. Isipin nyo na lang ilang araw na lang magiging LPT na kayo. Dapat ganun lagi. Hindi nyo sasabihin sa sarili nyo na ilang araw na lang, Tingnan nila dapat daw laging positive. You always try to be positive. So, dapat, konting araw na lang, LPT na ako. Okay? Kasi daw, pag kino-condition mo yung sarili mo na ganun, mas lalong magiging totoo. May tawag sila dun eh, di ba? Ano na yun? Tulungan nyo ako. Yung manifesting. Yun. So, if you always manifest positive things, it will always come true. Yan. So, katulad ko, sabi ko, sana kaya kong buhayin ng kapatid ko. Kaka-manifest ko, yan, binubuhay niya ako ngayon. Yan. Siya na yun namamatay. Okay. So, money. Oo, tama. Dapat yan yung isipin natin. Manifesting. Pero parang kaka-live ko, pero hindi siya nagiging totoo. Yung manifesting ko. Nagla-live naman ako, pero hindi nagiging totoo yung manifesting ko. Okay, so, let's start with this one. So, originally, our independence, it was celebrated on July 4, which is the same as the independence of the United States of America. And then, this president changed it to June 12. So, who was this president? It's your Diosdado Macapagal. Okay. Now, what is daw the reason? So, yung reason dito, ito yung published edition. Okay? So, ito yung widely known and the published edition, and for the masses, ano daw yung reason? Kasi daw, kaya niya change via executive order from June 4 to June 12 is that he wants it to be parang more of nakabase sa Philippine history. Bakit? Ano ba ang June 12? This was the date of the Declaration of Independence. So, it was the date of the Declaration of Independence. which was read by Emilio Aguinaldo in Kawit, Cavite. That's in Kawit, Cavite. Okay? So, kaya daw gusto niya na mas maging very true sa Philippine history. So, ito yung reason daw kung bakit nga change. But, if you will read history books, guys, there are some of the historians, they will tell you na isa lang daw yan sa mga reason. Ano daw yung isa pang reason ni Diosdado Macapagal? So, according to some history books, guys, kaya daw pinalitan ni Diosdado Macapagal from July 4 to June 12. Kasi naggalit siya. Kasi hindi daw inapprove ng Amerika yung the American House of Representatives, hindi daw nila inapprove yung $73 million na Philippine War Damage Bill. Okay? So, kaya, para asarin niya lalo, ayan, change na from July 4 to June 12. So, ano nangyari sa July 4? So, yung July 4, guys, noong una, ginawa siyang Philippine-American Friendship Day. And later on, it was now declared as a Republic Day. Okay? So, this is your question number 4. So, huwag kakalimutan ha, Macapagal. Diosdado Macapagal. Okay? Next one. Okay, next. Sana ganito yung mga questions natin sa Gen Ed, ano? Mga 150 times na maulit tong question na to para tapos na ang laban. Okay, so, next one. All of the following contributes to environmental conservation except, is it letter A, energy conservation? Is it letter B, carburetor exhaust? Is it letter C, reforestation? Or is it letter D, waste segregation? Okay, now, always remember guys, for the always remember future teachers that, for me ha, ang akin is, if I encounter board exam questions wherein merong except, I always encircle that para hindi ako malito. Minsan talaga kasi nalilito ka. And, lalo na kapag nag-e-exam ka, sobrang stressful ang pag-e-exam. So, minsan nalilito tayo. Tapos nakakalimutan natin yung tinatanong. Okay? So, always remember this or except. So, all of the following choices are ways to conserve the environment except for what? So, always remember energy conservation. That's a way to conserve the environment. So, you can eliminate that. Carburetor exhaust. What's carburetor exhaust? This is from cars, di ba? So, dyan nilalabas yung exhaust ng car. So, this can be an answer. Next, reforestation or planting and trying to rebuild forests by planting trees and local flora and fauna. So, that is your reforestation. So, this is conservation. So, that cannot be your answer. And we have waste segregation sa nabubulok, di nabubulok, at recyclable. Okay? So, that's also conservation. So, therefore, the correct answer is letter B, carburetor exhaust. Yung, tambucho. Yan. So, always remember, car exhaust is actually one of the reasons why we have it's actually one of the concerns for environmental conservation. Bakit? Kasi yung ating car exhaust, it can now damage the environment. Kasi 'di ba, yung sa combustion ng fossil fuels, it can now have products. And the products are major contaminants or pollutants. Ano ba yung mga contaminants na nilalabas ng car exhaust natin? That's your carbon monoxide. What else? You also have your particulate matter. And you also have your hydrocarbons. And these are all pollutants. Okay? So, wag kakalimutan, basta environmental conservation, sino ang hindi kasama? Carburetor exhaust. Okay, so that's your question number 5. So, let's move on to question number 6. Ay, ito yung tuwan-tuwa ako. Dito sa question na to. As in, ewan ko. Okay, so, let's start with this question, guys. Ang pinakamababang antas ng wika katulad ng shota, sikyu, jowa, ay tinatawag na, ano man Tagalog ng blank? Blank. Blanco? Ito ba ay letrang A, lalawiganin? B, paranggit? C, kolokyal? Or D, balbal? I think lumabas to sa boards ko. Hindi ko lang sure. Minsan kasi nalilito na ako sa lumabas, saka sa mga practice questions na pinagsasagot ko. Okay, so very good everyone. Very good future teachers. The correct answer is letter D, balbal. Okay, now, always remember when you say balbal, ito yung sa English, this is your slang. This is your slang. Or, ito yung parang minsan tinatawag nating, ano na yun? Salitang kalye, salitang kanto. Okay? So, yan ang ating balbal. Okay? So, lagi nating tatandaan guys is, sa balbal, usually ito yung mga ginagamit ng mga kabataan. Tapos, minsan malayo siya sa salita or minsan binabaliktad nila. So, ano ba yung mga examples sa mga balbal? So, yung kunyari, yung favorito ko, mapapel. That's the official word, mapapel. Ano ang balbal niya? Epal. Okay, next. Pagkain. Yung official na word natin. Ano ang kasalitang kalye sa pagkain? Tinitingnan ko yung editor natin guys kung alam niya yung sagot. Ano pa? Pagkain guys. Very good. Chibog. Anong pagpag? Uy, ano nga yung pagpag? Hindi ko ngayon alam. Nung nandito na lang ako sa Baguio na nagtatrabaho sa SLU, doon ko lang siya nalaman yung pagpag. Natakot ako. Kasi, kailangan mo palang gawin yon. Matatakutin pa naman ako. My gosh. Okay, so anong pagpag? Papagpagin kita dyan. Okay, so, aside from that, ano pa? Yung pinaka natatawa ako kanina kasi nung nagre-research kasi ako and then I was reading all the information that I can get. There was this one word na tawa ako ng tawa. Can you please help me? I don't know. Hindi ko yata siya na-add dito. Wait lang. Hindi nga. Okay, so isusulat ko na lang. Baktol. Ayan, so baktol. Ayan, pwede din, fudang. Pwede din siyang fudang. Yung pagkain as a balbal. So, ito yung isang word na tawa ko ng tawa kanina nung naghahanap ako ng examples ng balbal. So, baktol. Baktol daw is balbal. Lafang yata is kakain. Yun yung salitang balbal sa kakain. Lafang. So, saglit lang ha, lalafang lang ako. Yun. Okay, so, talaga ba ang pagpag? Leftover chicken sa mga, uy, Wendell, wag mo ako niloloko ha, kasi madali akong maniwala. Sabi nila dito, ang pagpag daw, yung mga leftover na pagkain, hindi lang chicken. Totoo? Ano kasi ako I don't use balbal. Char. Hindi ko alam. Okay. Okay. So, sabi ng kapatid ko, minsan daw ang pagpag, ang ibig sabihin nun, yun yung mga tira-tira na kinukuha nila sa basura. Yun. Tapos niluluto nila ulit. Talaga? Kinakain daw yan ng mga Tagalog, sabi ng mga Bisa. Grabe kayo ha! Yan yung diniscuss natin last meeting na ang sabi natin, in order for change, we have to look at the Philippines as a whole. Hindi bawat region at hindi bawat, ano man tawag kapag Bisaya, Ilocano, race is Filipino ka eh. Ano man tawag? Basta yun. Ayan. So, going back, guys. Grabe kayo sa kinakain namin. Okay. Okay. So, balik tayo sa baktol. Please help me. Lalo na yung mga nanonood ngayon na Filipino majors. Can you please tell me? Kasi nakita ko, ang ibig sabihin daw ng baktol is that ikatlong level na mabaho, amoy sa kilikili. Para daw siyang nabubulok, nagguava. Ano bang Tagalog ng guava? Bayabas? Bayabas. Ayan, thank you, bayabas. Ang sama nitong si Champagne. Na-miss ko tuloy friend ko. Okay. So, I have a question, guys. Ano yung ikatlong level? Kasi I will tell you the truth ha. Sa Gen Ed, siguro ang pinakamahina ako sa Gen Ed, Filipino. Kaya kung titignan niyo yung content ko, usually walang Filipino masyado. Nagsisingit lang ako isa-isa kasi hindi talaga ako magaling sa Filipino. Hindi, I mean, anong ibig sabihin nito? Ito yung talagang hindi ko alam. Ikatlong level. Level 3 na amoy. Yun nga. So, yun yung level 3 na amoy. So, ano yung una? Putok. Ganon. Yung pangalawa, ang hit. Tapos pangatlo, baktol. Okay. So sabi ka, ano yung ikatlong yun lang, wala lang. Yun lang yung aking yun lang yung question ko. Baka kasi yung ikatlong level, it's really parang like, isa siya sa mga hindi ko alam na topic sa Filipino, malay ko ba. Kaya ako nagpapaturo, baktidol, pang-apat at sobrang Okay, so, yeah, wala lang, nagpapatulong lang ako guys. Pero itatanong ko sa mga Filipino majors na lecturers natin kung ano ibig sabihin ng ikatlong level. So, meron palang ibang levels ang pagkakaroon ng mabahong katawan, Okay, so, nanlalaban na amoy. Uy, wag kayo guys. Meron yung minsan, sumakay ako sa isang, hindi ko maalala kung taxi o Grab or Uber. Basta pagpasok kong ganon, usually kasi kapag pumapasok ako sa mga sasakyan na ganon, I usually say good afternoon, good morning, yan, good evening po, ganyan. Tapos pagpasok kong ganon, good! Ayun, good, hanggang good na lang yun. Sabi ko kasi nalanghap ko siyang ganyan. Oh, I think it's good morning kasi sobra akong stress na baka kumapit sa damit ko, papunta ako sa review. Tapos pagbaba ko nung sasakyan, as in, inaamoy ko yung sarili ko. Baka kasi sabihin ng mga estudyante ko, grabe si Ma'am Jen, ang baho. Sabihin nila, oo, sinampal. Ayun. So, okay. So, yan yung sinasabi ko, baktol. Gusto ko lang magpatulong guys kasi hindi ko talaga naiintindihan yung ikatlong level. Okay? So, itatanong ko yan sa mga Filipino majors. Okay. So, for ang mababang antas, and then it's your shota, it's your CQ, your jowa, that's your balbal, salitang kalye, salitang kanto, or in English, that's your slang. Okay, so let's move on to the next question, guys. Okay, so the next question, guys, is pinakapayak na anyo ng salita na walang kahalong panlapi ay blank. Is it letter A, gitlapi? Is it letter B, salitang ugat? Is it letter C, wikang likas? Or is it letter D, laguhan? Okay, so anong sagot niyo dito guys? Or future teachers? Anong sagot natin, future teachers? Alam niyo, nalilito ako sa chat. Akala ko yung mga chinachat niyo, yung mga pangalan niyo, di ba? My loves. Akala ko may tumawag sa akin ng my loves. Okay, tapos akala ko may nagchat ng meow. Matanda na talaga ako guys. Alam niyo ba na ayoko talagang maggawa ng TikTok ko nun? My brother, talagang pinilit niya akong magkaroon ng TikTok account before. As in, parang 20, kailan ba yun? Nung pa lang, pandemic, 2020, he was telling me na, ate, gawa tayong content na nagtuturo ka and everything. Kasi sabi ko, sige mo, kaya ko pa yan, ang dami-dami kong ginagawa. Alam niyo naman, di ba, pag artista ka, ang hirap talaga, ang dami mong tapings, yung mga advertisements, yan. So, tapos yung mga fan greet, fan meet, ang dami kasi, so hindi ko na kaya. Huh? Ayan, kailangan mo lakihan. Nagre-reklamo sila. Okay, so, let's... Ay, joke lang yun, guys. So, sabi ko sa kapatid ko, hindi ko kaya. Actually, ang pinaka-reason talaga kung bakit ayoko. Kasi natatakot ako sa bashers. Okay? Nakakatakot, hindi kaya ng aking, emosyon na mabash. Kaya nga, di ba, nung first na live pa lang, sinasabi ko na sa inyo na huwag niyo akong ibabash. Kung may correction kayo, say it in a nice way. We all make mistakes. Okay? So, let's move on. Oo nga, singer pa ako. Grabe. Diba? Nakita nyo ba yon yung mga videos ko? Okay, so let's go back to your question, guys. Pinakapayak na anyo ng salita na walang kahalong panlapi ay, always remember, this is your letter B, salitang ugat. Okay? So, si salitang ugat, guys, in English, what's salitang ugat? This is your root word. This is your root word. Okay? So, anong ibig sabihin ng root word, guys? So, root word is, ito yung pinaka-simple na form ng ating words. Diyos ko, dapat Tagalog pala. Ito ang pinakasimpleng anyo ng isang salita na hindi nababago o hindi pa napapalitan or na napapalitan ng panlapi. Okay? So, ito yung pinakasimple form ng words natin. Now, always remember that ang salitang ugat, this is now the basis of the different words of Filipino. And, pag nilagyan natin siya ng panlapi, doon na nag-change yung tense niya, doon nag-change yung meaning ng ating mga salitang ugat. So, ang tanong guys is, ano ang gitlapi? Ano ang laguhan? So, always remember, gitlapi and laguhan, they are examples of your panlapi. These two, they are examples of your panlapi. And ano ang gitlapi? Ito yung panlapi na nilalagay sa in between the word. Wait lang, itatagalog ko. Ang gitlapi ay isang panlapi na kinakabit sa loob ng salita. Ang hirap magtagalog, guys. Sa loob ng salita. Okay? So, yan ang gitlapi or gitna, kumbaga. Pero, technically, hindi siya sa gitna. Pwede siyang nasa medyo harapan, okay, medyo nasa dulo. Basta, nasa loob siya ng salita. Yan ang gitlapi. Now, paano kapag laguhan? Kapag ang panlapi, nilagay natin siya sa unahan, sa gitna, at hulihan. Yan ang laguhan. Okay? So, kapag ang words natin is pinaka-simple na form, that's your root word or that's your salitang ugat. Now, paano na i-extend ng isang word? Kasi nagdadagdag tayo ng panlapi. Okay? Yan ang ating, very good, yan ang ating mga panlapi. Okay? So, let's move on to your next question, number 8. Okay, this one. The right to demand the presence of the accused is the right invoked in blank. Is it letter A, writ of mandamus? Is it letter B, writ of habeas data? Is it, data kaya ang pronunciation niya? Is it letter C, writ of habeas corpus? Or is it letter D, writ of amparo? Okay, so this one, guys, ba't ang high pitch ng boses ko? So this one, okay, so what's your answer, guys? So huwag niyo kakalimutan to, ha? Bring the body. Oh, parang pwede naman, guys. Yes. Medyo malapit siya sa bring the body. Yes. So when we say, it's the right, the presence of the accused is the right invoked in letter C, writ of habeas corpus. Okay? So, when we say writ of habeas corpus, guys, the term habeas, it actually means is, you shall have the body. Okay? So, corpus kasi is body. Ay! 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 It's, ay! Ano ba? Ay! Oh! Oh! Shumala! Ba't ayaw niya? Ayan. Okay. So, ano ba nang nangyayari? Okay, so this is your body. Okay, so when you say corpus kasi, that's your when you say habeas corpus, it means that you shall have the body. So when you say writ of habeas corpus, guys, it's actually a fundamental part of the Constitution wherein it wants to protect individuals from unlawful detention, so that's your unlawful detention or imprisonment. Okay? So, dapat yung mga parang kumbaga is the writ of habeas corpus, it's a very fast or a swift remedy for any person deprived of liberty. Okay? Without lawful justification. So, ang ibig sabihin nun, parang ang pinaka-simple na pwede nating explain dyan is may nakulong. So, dapat yung nakulong or na-detain, ilalabas siya, tapos, pwede niyang i-face yung kanyang accuser, And then, papakita yung katawan niya na talagang na-detain siya. Tapos, dapat masabi kung bakit siya na-detain or bakit siya nakulong. Ganyan. So, parang ganyan yung use ng writ of habeas corpus. Okay. Now, what about mandamus? So, when you say mandamus, guys, always remember, this is to mandate mandamus. So, yun na lang pampaalala natin. Mandate a government official to do their official work. Okay? So, may government official, hindi niya ginagawa yung kanyang obligations, yung kanyang work. So, writ of mandamus is you will obligate, you will try to force that person to do their work. Parang ganon. That's mandamus. Mandamus, so ang pampalan na lang natin dyan, mandate someone. Okay? Writ of habeas data is a person can now demand na makita niya yung private information na nahawak ng state. That's your habeas data. Writ of amparo. Wait, I forgot the writ of amparo. It's something to do with nang tawag dun? Kay Marcos? Yung kay Marcos, nung nagsabi siya ng martial law. Okay? So, so, when you say writ of amparo, it protects the people from violations of their fundamental rights. So, yung writ of amparo, guys, actually parang it was actually created to address extrajudicial killings and disappearances in our country. Parang ganyan. Okay? So, that's a writ of amparo. But, for our board exam, for the LET, usually si habeas corpus lang naman yung lumalabas. So, lagi yung tatandaan is corpus, that's body. So, that's your writ of habeas corpus. Okay? Next, number 9. Okay. So, next for number 9. The peace forged in Bohol between Legazpi and Sikatuna was known as blank. Is it letter A, Union Obrera? Is it letter B, Verdadero Decalogo? Is it letter C, Blood Compact? Or is it letter D, the Galleon Trade? Uy, galing-galing naman nila. Very good. That's your letter C, the Blood Compact. Okay? So that's your letter C, Blood Compact. Okay? So always remember, guys, when we say blood compact, according to books, this is also known as your sanduguan. And, ano tong sanduguan na to? It's actually the conclusion. Ito na yung last part. So, when two sides or two barangays, technically barangay yung gumagawa nito. But this is between Chief Datu Sikatuna and si Legazpi. Ang ginagawa nila is, di ba mag-uusap sila? So, usually, this is now the conclusion in a treaty. And the treaty is of friendship and alliance. Okay? So, this is between the Spanish Captain General, that's your Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, and also your Boholano chieftain, si Datu Sikatuna. Okay? Kaya, I think sa Bohol, Tagbilaran. Sa Tagbilaran, ang March 16, it's a holiday. Yes. Parang in celebration of the Blood Compact. Oh! Ayan. So, pag pumunta kayo I think this is Bohol. Tama ba? Yung may mga taga-Bohol dyan. Alam ko, nakita ko to eh. Nung tumakas akong pumuntang Bohol. Char lang. So, nung nakapunta kami sa Bohol, naalala mo to, Rel? Ba yan? So, isa to sa mga makikita nyo sa Bohol. And this is your Blood Compact. Okay? So, this is between the Spanish General, Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, and the Boholano chieftain, si Datu Sikatuna. Location ko? Oh, sa Buoy. Oo, tama, Buoy. Tagbilaran. Sa Tagbilaran to. Wait lang, hindi ako masyadong magaling sa geography. Nasaan ang Tagbilaran City? Nasa Bohol ba? Barangay Bool, City of Tagbilaran, yes. Hindi Bool. Hindi siya Bohol, Bool. Barangay Bool. Etong picture na to. Nasa Bool City of Dagbilaran City. Okay. Nasa na si Steph? Umalis na yata si Steph. Okay, so this is your blood compact. Okay? So, wag kakalimutan, the blood compact is they will try to mix their blood sa wine, tas they drink it. So, after drinking, they are now known as your blood brothers. Okay? Kaya siya tinawag na blood compact. Okay. So, let's move on to the last question. Ay, actually, hindi siya last. So, that's your question number 10. Okay. Question number 10. Ortografiya ay pag-aaral ng mga tuntuning sinusunod sa blank. Is it letter A, pagpapaliwanag? Is it letter B, pagbigkas? Is it letter C, pagsulat? Or is it letter D, pagbaybay? Okay, so always remember guys, for ortografiya, this is letter D, pagbaybay. Okay? So, always remember, sa gabay sa pagbuo ng ortografiya ng mga wika ng Pilipinas, ano ang definition ng ortografiya? Ortografiya ay isang manual o gabay na naglalaman ng tuntunin sa, yun yung sagot, pagbaybay. At ano ang pagbaybay? That's your spelling. Okay? So, wag kakalimutan yan guys ha. Ortografiya, that's spelling or pagbaybay. Okay? So, we're finished now with your 10 questions. Okay? Now, I will check kung talagang pinapanood nyo yung mga videos natin. Kasi, meron akong napapansin na, meron yung iba na, kahit diniscuss ko yung answer in the end, mali pa rin yung sinasagot nila. Okay? So guys, always remember na, there's no harm na papanoorin nyo yung buong video para lang maging sure kayo na tama talaga yung iniisip yung sagot. What if lumabas siya sa let, tapos iba yung iniisip yung sagot, tapos mali pala. E di, sayang naman yung 1 point guys. Okay? Okay, so, let's start with the first question for the review. Ayan. Ito alam ko hindi kayo magkakamali dito. Apolinario Nasabi ko na yung sagot. Okay, so, the acknowledged brains of the revolution wrote the principles of conduct and morality that should govern the revolutionary government. That's your... Nasabi ko yung sagot. Ano ang tamang sagot dito? The brains of the revolution. Okay? Or he is also known as your sublime paralytic. That's your letter A, Apolinario Mabini. Okay? Now, sino naman si Andres Bonifacio? Si Andres Bonifacio, always remember, he is now the great plebeian and the father of your Katipunan. Paano si Gregorio del Pilar? Si Gregorio del Pilar, guys, always remember, he is now known as the hero of Tirad Pass. Si hero of Tirad Pass. And meron pa isa, yung kanyang payayaw. Si Goyo, ang batang general. Yes, ama ng Katipunan din. Father of the Katipunan, yes, Andres Bonifacio. Very good. What's the difference between Apolinario Mabini and Emilio Jacinto? Kasi pareho silang brains. Okay? Apolinario is brains of the revolution. Emilio Jacinto is what? Very good. Brains of the Katipunan. Very good. Okay? So, yan ang ating question. Huwag kakalimutan tong guys ha, very important. Kung hindi man ito yung eksakto lalabas sa let natin, usually yung ibang mga choices yan yung lumalabas sa boards. Okay, next, question number 12. Ito, lagi nyo akong inaaway dito. Okay, in Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the highest rank is assigned to blank. Is it letter A, social recognition? Is it letter A, social anong nangyayari? Recognition. Is it letter B, school honors? Is it letter C, self-realization? Or is it letter D, success in business? Ako to, letter D ang sagot ko dito, success in business. That's my highest, char. Okay, so, ano ang tamang sagot dito? Anong tamang sagot? Depende sa tao, char lang. Pero, in Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that's your letter C, self-realization. Ay, wag mo na i-change. That's your letter C, self-realization. Okay. Now, guys, yan. Yan yung self-realization and self-actualization. Actually, they are synonymous. We actually use it as, parang yung iba ang sinasabi na self-realization, yung iba self-actualization. Okay. Now, always remember that yung first na pinublish ni Abraham Maslow, I think it's here. Yan. Ay, pwedeng pa-share ako pala. Sorry. Yan. So in some literature or in some books, they actually interchange self-actualization with your self-realization. Okay? Kasi in self-actualization, always remember, ang ibig sabihin lang nun is, ano yun? Ay, sorry, ibinabasa ko kasi yung mga ano. Okay? So, na-realize mo kung ano yung, anong tawag dito? Yung meaning mo sa buhay. Parang that self-actualization. Okay. Now, ito yung original na pinublish ni Maslow. And then, after that, he started thinking na parang ang self-actualization is parang sa sarili lang. Pang sa sarili mo lang, parang wala ka masyadong pakialam sa ibang tao. So, there are some people na they have another step higher than self-actualization. Yun nga lang kasi hindi niya agad yun na-publish kasi nagkaroon siya ng heart attack and he was the president of the group, yung psychology. Ayan. So, na hindi niya agad na add. So, what's the last? After self-actualization, guys, that is your self-transcendence. Your sense of meaning. So, ang self-actualization is you achieve one's full potential. Kung ano talaga yung pinakagusto mo na ma-achieve sa buhay, that's self-actualization. Kaya sinasabi niya na, pang sarili lang yung self-actualization. And then, kapag ikaw ay nag-self-transcendence, that's your sense of meaning. Okay? But, dito guys, kung titingnan nyo, wala si self-transcendence. 'Di ba? So, wag natin ipipilit na hindi doon sa may transcendence. But in this question, wala. So, what's the best answer? That's why I always remember yung ating instructions for multiple choice. Choose the best answer. And what's your best answer for this one? Very good. That's your letter C, self-realization. Okay? So, wag kakalimutan to guys. But of course, kung kunyari may choice na self-transcendence, yun yung isasagot natin. Kasi highest ang tinatanong eh. But since wala si transcendence, self-actualization. Okay? So, that's your question number 12. Okay, next, number 13. Okay, next. As Jose Rizal was Di Masalang, so was Antonio Luna to blank. Is it letter A, Plaridel? Is it letter B, Laong Laan? Is it letter C, Pinkian? Or is it letter D, Tagailog? Okay, so, what's your answer here? Taga-ilog. So, that's your letter D, Taga-ilog. That's your letter D, Taga-ilog. Okay, so, para hindi ko siya makalimutan nung nag-let ako guys is, ang Luna, that's your moon. Diba? Kaya nga si Juan Luna, buwan. So, Luna, moon. Ang ipapaalala ko lang dito is, a moon is very nice to look at sa ilog. Okay, so, sorry na. Okay, now, what about the others, guys? Plaridel. Plaridel is Plaridel is Marcelo H. Del Pilar. Okay? Laong Laan and Dimasalang, that's Jose Rizal. Si Pinkian or Dimasilaw, Emilio Jacinto. Okay? So, wag kakalimutan yan, guys. Okay. And then, we have question number 14. Ayan. So, Princess Diana's sudden unexpected death was like a candle in the wind is an example of blank. Is it letter A, hyperbole? Is it letter B, irony? Is it letter C, metaphor? Or is it letter D, simile? Nasaan na yung candle in the wind ko? Yan. Actually, this one, guys, this is a song, di ba? If you can remember. Check the label, mommy! It's actually dedicated to Princess Diana. Kaya nung namatay si Diana because of a car crash, yan yung pinatugtog ng libing niya or yes. So if you know the song.
Goodbye, England's rose. May you ever grow in our hearts. You are the grace that placed yourselves where lives were torn apart. Never fading with the sun's tears.
Nagpapanik na siya. Okay, so, never mind guys. Ang isipin nyo na lang, may comparison ba dito? Yes. So, unexpected death was the subject and it was compared to candle in the wind. Kasi nga mabilis na mawala ang flame ng candle in the wind. So, you compared it using like. So, therefore, the correct answer for this one is simile. Okay? So, that's your simile. Okay, and we have the last question. Okay, this one. The Australian composer Johann Strauss is famous for his waltz composition and title Lamb. Is it letter A, Moon River? Is it letter B, Flamenco? Is it letter C, Tarantella? Or is it letter D, Blue Danube? Sa mga mahilig dyan sa Squid Game. Medyo late ko kasi to na anong tawag dito? Pinanood. Kakapanood ko lang actually in the past few days. Ayan. Ngayon ko lang, tapos nung pinapanood ko parang familiar yung tugtog sa Squid Game. I think pinapatugtog nila to as Good Morning. Good morning to sa mga players. Nasa na ito? Ay, naririnig na nila. Ayan. So, yan yung ating music yung ating ang ating chief of staff. Akala mo ang dami, isa lang siya. Kapag sinabing staff, isa lang. Okay, so that's your letter D, Blue Danube. Okay, so huwag niyo kakalimutan ha, na ang pinapatugtog sa Squid Game, that's your Blue Danube. And that is made or composed by Johann Strauss. Okay, so that's it for our live for today. That's 15 questions. I hope you learned something for today. Ayan. And of course, before we end, I promised you that because I reached 10,000 followers. So, in order to celebrate my 10,000 followers, which includes you guys, so I will now give away a scholarship, and it's a Fundamentals Program Scholarship. So, pag sinabi natin fundamentals, guys, that's general education, and then that's your professional education. Okay? And this one, guys, when you say the scholarship, you will have access to both the mobile app and the web application. Oh, nga pala, may mobile app na ang Leap, guys. So, what you access using the web application, you can also access in the mobile app. But what's the difference? Doon sa mobile app, pwede mong i-download yung mga videos. And then you can still watch the videos even if walang internet. Okay? So, para siyang Netflix app na kapag kunyari in-access mo yung Netflix sa laptop mo, kailangan may internet, di ba? Kasi streaming. Pero kapag dun sa phone mo siya in-access yung Netflix, you can download the videos, the movies, and then even if without internet, you can still watch the movies. So, ganun din sa app ng Leap. Pwede mong i-download yung mga video lectures and then you can watch it even without internet. Okay? So, kapag may scholarship ka, ganyan ang makukuha mo. You can have access to both the mobile app and the web application. Okay? And you will have access to the general education and the professional education. All the handouts, the videos, the video library, the questions, the flashcards, lahat yan nandyan sa scholarship na yan. So, how to join, everyone? So, you can please like and follow us on Facebook, yung Leap Review and Educational Services. Yung si Jenalie Valencia, sa na lang kayo mag-follow? Sa TikTok. Even sa Leap Review, please follow us on Facebook and also sa TikTok. Yun. So, tatlo lang. TikTok ng Leap, Facebook ng Leap, TikTok ni Ma'am Jenna. Kahit yun na lang. So, i-like nyo lang siya. And then, just send us a message sa Facebook page ng Leap that you have liked the pages and then you want to join. You have the intention to join the scholarship program. And then, we will send you a confirmation ba? Confirmation message na nakapag-join na kayo. And then next week on Saturday, we will draw. I-raffle na lang natin para equal lahat. Okay? So, i-raffle natin yung ating scholarship. Isa lang. Pero pag nag-reach ako ng 100K, malay nyo, magbigay ako 10. Char. Ay, thank you. Thank you naman. Next live will be on Friday. Oo nga pala guys, I told you I will try my best na Friday and Saturday. But sa LEAP kasi, we have live on Saturday starting next week. If you want to join pala, starting next week, we will have our final coaching. So that will be Gen Ed, Prof Ed, and all the areas of specialization na ino-offer ng LEAP. So that is your English, your Math, your Science, your Social Science, and Filipino. And we will also try our best to give out TLE and mapping. Okay? Kasi hindi pa namin ino-offer yung TLE and mapping. We will offer that on September. Okay? But we are still trying to coordinate with the lecturers kung kaya nila na mag-lecture. Okay? So if you want to join the free final coaching, just send us a message sa Facebook page ulit and then they will help you. Okay? Dun sa mga iba na sinasabi nila na can you please show? So, dun sa iba na hindi mabubunot sa scholarship, guys. Pero I promise kapag nag-20 siguro na 20,000. So, every time na magte-10,000 ako, sige, magbibigay ako ng free scholarship. So, kapag nag-20,000 ulit ako, isang scholarship yan. Pag nag-30, isa ulit. Pag nag-100 ako na followers, 10 scholarships ang bibigay ko. Okay? So, kasi I know it's very hard to pay for review centers. That's why for LEAP, we are trying our best to give free lectures. Yan. Pero syempre, always remember guys na ang nagbabayad sa free na lectures are yung funds na makukuha namin sa mga nag-enroll. So that's why if you have funds, and then if you have people that you know na gustong mag-enroll sa review center, please PM us sa LEAP. Okay? So, for the LEAP guys, we are having our early bird right now. So, sa early bird, I think it's 50% off. So, naka 50% off ang early bird ngayon. So, papakita namin here in front yung ating early bird promo. Nagpapanik si sir. So, the early bird is up to 100 students only and it's 50%. So, I think medyo nakakalahati na namin yung 100 na students. So, only 50 more to go for the 50%. And then, kapag na-fill na namin yung 50%, guys, we will go back to the naka-discount pa rin naman siya, but very konti na lang yung discount kasi naka-launching promo pa rin kami. Ayan. So, ipapakita niya yung ating early bird. Ayan. Okay na yan? Makikita na nila? Ayan. So, for the early bird, guys, naka-early bird and then it's 50%. So, if you have fundamentals, that's your Gen Ed and Prof Ed, that's 3,000. And then, if you want specialization, Gen Ed and Prof Ed, that's 4,000. So, we are giving the early bird promo for the first 100 students. And then, after the 100 students, we will now go back to the launching promo na lang. So, that is 1,000 off. So, yung ating 3,000 kapag early bird, magiging 6,000. And then, yung ating yes. And then, yung ating mastery, which is 8,000, magiging, yung 4,000 magiging 7,000. And then, yung proficiency, which is 6,000, magiging 5,000. Ayan. Okay? And sa LEAP, you can enroll. So actually, you can have the early bird na promo just by paying the down payment of 1,000. Kahit yun lang. And then the next is kung kailan na kayo mag-enroll sa batch. Ayan. So, kung kailan kayo mag-enroll sa batch ninyo. And then, we also offer installment plans. Okay? Ayan. So, if you have any more questions, guys, yan lang naman. So, just join the scholarship. And then, of course, I promise you, every time na mahihit ko yung tig to 10,000, I will give out one scholarship. And if I hit the 100,000 bago mag-April, magbigay ako ng 10. Or kahit, basta before. Basta hindi pa tapos yung batches ng LEAP. Sige, I can give 10. Ayun. So, thank you everyone for supporting the live. Ayan. So, may questions pa ba kayo? Ha? Thank you, Mr. Simpatico. Wala na? Wala na kayong questions, guys? So, thank you everyone. Thank you for following me. Thank you for always supporting and liking the videos. Yan. So, I hope to see you next week on Friday. So, every Friday muna yung ating live. And then, kapag natapos na yung final coaching ng LEAP, we will try our best na Friday and Saturday. Okay? But, of course, lagi kami maglalabas ng videos. Okay? So, goodbye everyone. Thank you for joining me. Ano ba ngayon? Friday. Later on, LEAP Live. May live review ang LEAP Math. Ang discussion. Ang magtuturo is si Engineer Rex. So, join kayo kasi magaling si Sir Rex. Okay? Bye everyone!